Yeah.
Go.
Wow, shine spot in your face.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a little bit of that now.
I got a suntan on the side of my face.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Good to see everybody is here today. We're just we're gonna watch Andrew's face and see how the sun goes throughout the whole.
Just look at my face and tell me what time it is.
Yeah. So, welcome, soul viewer. There's 3. Look at that. Just like that.
Gary.
Multiply. Hey, Gary, how you doing?
You should say that again. Hello.
Hello, trio of people. No, she's like quadruple. So, all right, there. Well, we got 4. Okay. Hello, quad of people. All right. So who else? Oh no, we lost somebody. I gotta come up with something better.
We lost 2. We lost more people. I'm done with this.
I gotta come up with something better. Hey. Okay.
How's my day been? Well, see, this morning I went to church from my couch in my pajamas and sweatpants, so that was nice. Then I cleaned, and then we went for a drive. And we were actually going to go to, no, I'll say that story for later.
Okay. We had a great day. Spent the day with my wife, celebrating Mother's Day, and then we took a walk. Watched Mom's Day Out.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, watched that today. So looks like it's just one from your side and one from my side. That's all I'm going to turn into today. So
miss not having a kid. Yeah. Miss you too, Mama. I mean, you could always come and visit. I mean, not right now.
Yeah, not right now, but soon. Oh, okay. So now we got 5. It's going quickly now. All right, Mom's not out. What?
Why did I clean today?
Because you were cleaning it for your wife.
I was actually.
Right?
I was
nice
cleaning my wife. Yeah.
Nice
Did the dishes today. Cleaned the kitchen. Cleaned the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Did all that. Scrubbed it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. So we're doing great. Who else is on with us today? We got my wife, Andrew's mom. Who else is on? Oh, another person.
Oh, you cleaned today too?
Yes. I did like the dishes and stuff like that, and under the table. I made breakfast.
Okay.
Put the cinnamon rolls in the oven.
Or were they store-bought or handmade?
I took them by hand and put them in the pan.
Yeah. So they were hand put in the
hand placed, yes.
Hand placed.
Yes. I never tried to make homemade cinnamon rolls. Maybe I should try that sometime. I like to cook. I just don't get a chance to do that very often.
Wait, wouldn't cinnamon rolls be considered baking?
Okay, yeah, I like to bake too. I like to prepare things in the kitchen and put into the oven or on the stove top. So why are you waiting to let us know where you ventured to today? Why are you?
Because I have a story for that.
Oh.
So I'll wait for more people to be on to enjoy get the most out of the story.
Right. It's not that we don't appreciate those who are on right now.
Yeah.
It's just we'd like to have a larger audience to
enjoy the story. Yeah.
Okay. So we ventured all over our neighborhood today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we walked up the side, down, came back down, over, came back up, came around, down, over, up, down, and then the side.
Made a triangle.
It was more like a maze, like a rectangular maze sort of thing. Kind of like, when you go through and something like that. It's more like that. So happy Mother's Day to our moms that are out there who are watching. Who else is on with us today? Anybody else want to let us know? You don't have to say anything more than hi. Just say hi. It'd be nice. Let us know that you're watching. That'd be great. Hey,
hello,
Anthony. Thank you.
Thanks. You owe me a Coke.
Good Pepsi.
No, I'm good.
Hey Dana. Oh no, I thought it said Dana. Hey Bob.
It does say Dana.
Does it say Dana?
Yeah.
It does say Dana. I thought I saw Dana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey Dana. Hey Bob. So my eyes are going. I saw Dana. I know it says Bob.
Man, I know the light's shining through, but you know. All right, Sophia Hurst. Is this Sophia Hurst or is this mom and dad using Sophia Hurst's account? Here's the real question.
That's a real question.
Let's see who's actually watching and responding and talking to us.
All right.
Sophia Hurst.
Oh,
see, that's exactly what a Sophia Hurst impersonator would say.
that's true. That's
How much
true.
they would say is Sophia
Right.
Hurst.
Yeah. Go ahead and say it. No, it's true. Well, welcome 9 people. We are so glad that you're here. We're anxiously waiting to hear.
9 is better than 8.
It is better than 8, yes.
Yeah.
To hear about Andrew's venturing off today, but we're going to wait until we get a little bit more people here. So.
Okay, favorite dish your mom made. That's a good one. I'm trying to think back on this. I think my mom would have made this as well with my grandma. But yuckany. It's a
Yucky.
yuckany. It sounds yuck, but it's a Syrian dish. I mean, it's delicious.
Well, let me talk. I'll answer mine first, real fast, and then we'll answer the question from Carrie. So, favorite dish your mom made. This is going to sound kind of simple and stuff, but it's my favorite dish that my mom made. It was really good and stuff. It was just cheese rice. She would just make cheese rice. It was really good. She put a whole bunch of cheese in it and the rice, and it was very, very cheesy. It was great. I loved it. We'd have. I'm trying to think if did we have cheesesteak and cheese rice, or is that's my wife does that, so I'm trying to think.
Steak.
Yeah, we'll have like steak cones and cheese rice. But I can't remember if my mom did that too, or my wife took both of those on or not. I can't remember, but cheese rice. I mean, my mom made other great things too, but I'm a kind of a simple guy, so I liked. So Carrie says, so I like where you took the impact lesson on Wednesday talking about you. The thought of talking to God out loud is powerful. I've done it, but not often. Do you talk to God out loud on a regular basis?
If somebody was happened to be walking by, they would probably think I was a crazy person, as I do like to talk to God out loud. So one of the things that's always stuck with me is from another pastor, Dan Smith. He was actually at last year's PCTC, but he said this.
Baby got book.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's Baby Got Book. It's that guy. But he had said this at Summer in the Sun at KCU and said that, when we talk to God, we should be speaking to him and talking to him like he's our elbow buddy. Like we can literally, be bumping elbows with the guy. And, it just helps with, the relational distance, between us and God, and being able to talk to him as if he's right next to you. And he said that he takes walks around his yard, around his house, and he just talks out loud to God. And so I like to sit outside and talk to God, or not so much right now because the ticks are going to be coming out, but in the wintertime, I like to sit outside and walk through the woods. And
now, do you talk to him like he's like elbow buddy? Like, do you like talk to the side like this? Or do you like talk to him like that? Or do you like,
it just depends.
Just where you're going?
It depends, depends, so he's, so I mean, it's like, I don't like, if I'm talking like this and I'm walking, I don't sit here and talk like sideways.
Okay.
I don't do one of those numbers.
Well, I don't know if you're
I
just
just
well,
talk about.
if you're walking to somebody, you're walking, and all of a sudden, hey, you're talking like this. I mean, do you do that when you're walking and you just talk to them like this?
I do not.
Just kind of keep going. Okay. Because that would look kind of funny.
It
If
would.
your neighbor saw you and you're walking and you start talking like this, and then
But
you
see,
go,
now you can just blame it on like you have like AirPods in or something. You're just like singing the music.
Okay.
So you wouldn't like that crazy, but so sometimes it can be like sometimes you just get into it with God. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like not in like a bad way, but like you're just talking passionately to somebody, and like sometimes you get into it, and it's like he's the best listener. I love it.
How about you? Well, I used to, not as much as I used to. I used to do that a lot. I actually used to talk, before I was a believer, I used to talk to myself a lot.
Mhm.
I used to do that when I was in the Air Force. I would walk on the flight
That
line.
explains a lot.
Yeah,
No, I'm joking.
I'd walk on the flight line. I mean, not the actual flight line, but going up to the flight line at nighttime, and I'd walk back and forth and contemplate life. And then I was a believer. I did that with God. So yeah, I have done that. I don't do it as often as I have in the past, or as often as I should. One time, a moment, what I would do is at where we used to live in Midland, in Michigan. We had about a half a mile stretch from our house to the road, and there's only like 2 other houses there, and just woods around us. So I'd walk up and down that road by myself and talk out loud. I don't do that as much in our neighborhood because there's houses all over the place, so it feels kind of, I don't know. But I used to do that a lot more than I do now. Good question.
Personally, I'd rather talk to God like when I'm driving, picture him in the passenger seat next to me. But not like that cheesy bumper sticker that says Jesus is my co-pilot.
Right, yeah.
Like that's just kind of silly.
Right, yeah.
But
because to me, it's like he's not my co-pilot; he's the pilot. Just take it.
yeah, Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah,
Right?
take the wheel. Yeah. Yeah.
That was a good question.
Yeah. All right. So anybody else got anything else?
Sophia
Short
Hurst,
night.
do you have a question? Or any of the other 8 people on here with us right now?
Yeah. How's the connection? Is it sounding good and looking good? I mean, we know it's looking good.
We know it's looking
What is your favorite place to sleep? Oh, shop.
Man, your eyesight is
It
going.
is, I'm telling you. Oh, and Bible. Oh, there's more stuff. All right. Other than Jesus, who's your biblical character? There's a T there, right?
Is a
Character that most interests you.
Right off the top would be Gideon. In Judges, Gregory, is it Judges 6 or Judges 9?
Sure.
Okay, it's in Judges. I know.
Yeah, it's in Judges.
I know it's in Judges for sure, but just what interests me the most about the guy is that when you first start reading about Gideon and his life, is that you are thrown right into this story of him threshing wheat underground and hiding, and you get this picture that he's cowering, he's hiding, and then the angel of the Lord comes to him and addresses him as a valiant warrior, and just the idea of that of God calling somebody who's being and acting as a coward, a valiant warrior, is just amazing. And the rest of what happens in his story is fantastic, and I love that. I would highly recommend going and read that and looking at that in the sense of, if God can use this guy to be this, then God can certainly use me in my life to do what God's will is.
Right. Good. What's your favorite place to shop?
Hey Chantel, glad you're here.
Favorite place to shop? I'm going to be honest right now. There is no place I like shopping at this moment, simply because of this whole coronavirus thing. It's really upsetting me. It's Mother's Day, so we went and got Taco Bell. Good, she doing Mother's Day. No, my wife loves Taco Bell, so we got Taco Bell for her. And we go to the thing, and it's like I order the food, and they stick this thing out at me.
It's a little bucket, right?
No, not the bucket. This was just the reader, the card reader, right?
Okay.
So I got my card and hand the card. They stick the reader out at me. I'm like, so I go to try to grab the reader, and they go, no. I'm like, okay, they put it back out there again. So then they put the reader out there, and I'm out there for 5 minutes trying to get my card into their reader. They're shaking, and I'm shaking, and I'm like, I told Nate, I said, I hope that they don't continue this. This has got to stop. I mean, I don't enjoy going out anywhere anymore. So I don't enjoy shopping. So I guess I would say Amazon, but I don't even enjoy Amazon either, because Amazon now, I'm paying for 2 days service. It's like 2 month service. I'm thinking about canceling it, because if they can't, they're not getting it to us. They're probably getting it to us.
That's not necessarily their fault, though.
Well, it is their fault, because they're choosing. They said right on their sheet, right on their website. They said, yeah, it says we are purposely sending gloves and toilet paper over everything else. Only essential things. And anything that's not essential,
just stuff whatever I'm buying inside
Whatever.
the package with the toilet paper.
That's true. That's true.
Give it to me.
I didn't think about that. If I ordered toilet paper and that.
No, you know what would happen is they break your order up still.
Yeah, right.
But all right, my favorite place to shop, man. I do love Amazon. It's just the fact that you can get whatever you want, right? Have it shipped to you. Nothing quite like having a package like at your door and not quite knowing when exactly it'll be there and like waiting for it. So I would go with Amazon.
What hobby do you have that most people don't know?
Well, if they've watched this past quarantine, they would know that I am teaching myself the guitar.
How is that going?
Good, actually. I did a progress report on it just today.
Mm-hmm.
So like March 26th, I could barely put a few chords together.
Okay.
And today I can.
Are you gonna have like a recital and stuff, or?
I should, I should charge an entrance fee and everything.
Yeah, do a recital.
Yeah.
I don't really have any hobbies. I guess others. Yeah, Jesus. It's not a hobby. It's only a hobby to you.
Way to twist that.
Yeah. No, one thing I really enjoy a lot, but it's difficult to spend the time on it because it takes a lot of time to do it. And then unless you're going to go somewhere and every time is magic. I like doing magic. I really like magic a lot. But I just don't have the time to practice it. And then once I do, you can only show, your wife and kids card tricks so many times, and they're like, okay, ha ha ha, and pick a card, and they do it, and they're like, yeah, I knew you were gonna get it, so because I get it every time, so it's. But I like that sort of thing, I like a lot of those performing things, I like to juggle. I don't juggle as often as I did. I'm still trying to learn how to ride the unicycle. I have one, but I'm still trying to learn how to ride it.
I think we should see that on here. See how well you can do now.
We could test it. We could try it. Yeah.
Let's get some comments going up here of encouraging JR to bring the uni next week.
Maybe you could play the guitar while I ride.
I'm down for that. I'll do that.
Yeah. Okay.
So as long as I play, that's as long as you guys stay up and stay on the unicycle. No, it's funny that you mentioned about the unicycle in Magic. Is when Pax and I back in November, we went to this conference in Tampa, and they had this this film wasn't like circus, but they were like show people. Mm-hmm. They had like this giant unicycle, and like they did magic on top of it. They did a whole bunch of other stuff. Like they would like ride the unicycle through flames, like hoops and flames and stuff. Right. And it reminded me of you because I know you like magic. I know about the unicycle.
Right. Well, what I want to do, I have all these things that I want to do one day. But if I ever was to really get into magic and became really good at it or something, I always thought it'd be cool to go to the Red Sea and part the Red Sea. You know how David Copperfield goes? He makes the Statue of Liberty disappear. Okay. He does all those things. I'd go to the Red Sea. I would say to everybody, now clearly this is magic, this isn't real. Yeah. And then we would talk about how Moses really did it, how God used Moses to really part the Red Sea, and how that wasn't magic, that was real. And then I could do that, and you could give a message at the same time, and it'd be cool to kind of do it.
You ever see the movie Bruce Almighty when he's like, "Prove to me that you're God"? He goes and splits the soup.
No, well, yeah, I saw it, but I don't remember that part yet.
Yeah, I'm good with movies like that.
Yeah.
JR is wearing blue. Yes, he is. All right, we'll miss some comments up here. Sophia, you said I should be the worship leader. I'm trying to be. So I'm trying to learn. So I can't get a few of these chords down, like where it's the F chord, where I have to hold the whole first thing down, the whole fret down, and move my fingers like that. I can't get that down yet. So if I get the F down, I can pretty much play a lot of other songs. I just have to learn one song and just play that one over and over again. So, but hey, Sophia, just because you go off to college doesn't mean that you can't come back and sing in the worship band in the youth house or lead worship any other time.
Right. And I wouldn't expect that you're going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah,
hopefully you will, but
Yeah.
Who knows?
All right, Chantel, you said what are the top 3 responsibilities of a pastor / youth and family pastor? You want to go first?
I can try. I mean, the top 3 would be, and this is biblical, according to the, as from an eldership view of it, is prayer, ministry of the word, and I gotta think of what the third one would be. We're talking about top 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Top 3, I would say prayer, when, in the book of Acts, when they were looking for, when they established the deaconry, they said, that they needed to get these men to come up to be deacons because they needed to focus on prayer and ministry of the word. I would say prayer, ministry of the word, and equipping of the saints are probably the top 3 for me.
I would say, at least for pastor / like youth and family, like you had asked, I would say discipleship would be probably like number 1. Discipleship / like outreach / no, we'll leave that alone. That sets as 1. Another one would be prayer, because I am only one person. JR is only one person. Every other lead pastor, youth and families pastor, and all the other churches on the island, they're only one person. And so part of their ministry is discipling and trying to raise, essentially work themselves out of a job to bring the next person up, to disciple somebody that God has blessed with certain gifts, abilities, and talents to be able to serve God. And so that's why I'd say discipleship and outreach, prayer, and then I would guess the other one would be teaching, but that's where discipleship can kind of come into that, is that you can disciple and you can work alongside somebody to teach like biblically and go through the Bible. So I would say that. Let's see, the guitar and the unicycle would be awesome. Just don't want them to get hurt. That's okay. It's okay.
What is your favorite restaurant?
Favorite restaurant? Okay.
And when you say restaurant, do you mean like sit-down restaurant or like eating establishment, or could it be like a place that sells food?
7-Eleven sells food.
No, not like a 7-Eleven. Like when, like in Ocean City on the boardwalk, there are some places that sell food.
Yeah.
But it's a walk up.
Okay.
You grab the food and you walk back and stuff.
Okay. She goes, yes. Sit down.
Sit down. Okay. Huh.
Well, that takes mine out of the question, like instantly, because mine. You have to like order. You can sit. You have the option to sit down. I was going to say Chan's. What's this road on Smithtown Boulevard? Over by my house. It's like the best Chinese food I've had. Almost a year and a half I've been here.
Okay.
So, but since it is sit down, oh man, either I really like this Panera Bread, Cabo Fresh, or what's it called? Oh, Senior Taco. This is also right next to Chan's.
My favorite restaurant would be Camille's on the River, which is in Mount Pleasant.
On the river.
On the river, Mount Pleasant, Michigan, and the filet mignon there. I mean, they have an appetizer, this flat bread that has filet mignon on it. Ooh, pieces on it. It is amazing. Their chef. He was there, and then he went and he worked in New York City. I forget where exactly, but somewhere in New York City. He trained here, and he was at a big high-end restaurant in New York City, and then he went back to Michigan and started this Camille's on the River, and that's probably my favorite. That, or maybe Genji's. Again, It's kind of like a Japanese steakhouse sort of thing. How much time? Have you ever gone to Billy Graham's library first? That was your mind.
I've ever gone to Billy Graham's library. Can't say that I have.
No, I'm trying to get some of my books in there, but it's not going too well. So.
Oh, you mean like online, like that library?
Yeah. Like
I know you can do that.
Well, I don't know if you can, but we'll see. You do. How much time does it take to produce your sermon so it's YouTube ready? Well, kind of explained like last week, I think it was sort of 2 weeks ago, how long it takes to put together a sermon. But to get it, once I've done my sermon prep, okay, so I've done my sermon prep, the sermon is written. Then I'll go in to record it, and I'll record. About 10 minutes into it, I'll mess up, and I'll start over again. But that usually only happens once. So it takes about 40 to 50 minutes to record the sermon. That's everything from setting it up, getting the camera all set up, everything there. That's about, say about 50 minutes, because depending on how everything goes. So about 50 minutes there. You got to keep track of the time. Okay, so 50 minutes there.
50 minutes.
Then
we'll just round up to an hour.
Okay, so an hour. So then I have to edit it on my software program. So I bring it into the software program. I edit it. That probably takes getting everything loaded in there, set up, getting the graphics in, all that stuff. Probably about another hour for that. Then it takes about an hour and a half for it to render. That's the whole service, to render the whole service. Because then I also have to add in worship. I have to add in communion and prayer. With worship, I have to go in there by hand, and I have to listen to them singing, and I have to put the lyrics in by hand. I do all that myself. So that takes a long time, but that's separate from the sermon. You're asking about the sermon, but I have to do all that as well. So once we get all that in, then it takes about an hour and a half for it to render, and then it takes about another hour and a half or so, or about an hour or so, to get it uploaded into YouTube and all set up. Then I have to go and I have to render it again, because you can't upload the same video twice in YouTube. They'll say it's a duplicate. So I have to go back into the service, and I go to the end of the service, and the end cards where it shows like the slide, the picture of the sermon, or it shows where it says NCC Online, I'll either make that shorter or make that about 15 seconds.
Hello, buddy.
Yeah, 15 seconds longer. And then I render it again. It takes another hour and a half to render that again, and then another hour to upload that. And then after that, how long were we there?
You actually want me to keep track? We're probably at about like 5-6 hours there.
All right. So then it's all up there. Then I send it. I send the links to Paxton. She sets it up on social media. I send it out on email, and we're all set and good to go. So that's it basically.
So I guess for me, I'll try to answer that. It's not so much for YouTube, but just in general. I actually heard this quote from my friend this week in this podcast. He said that it should take about like per minute in a pastor's sermon. It's usually equivalent to breaking down to about an hour of prep time for like about a minute of someone's sermon. So if JR preaches for 35 minutes, and per minute, and you figure about an hour of total prep time in that, so that can take a long time. But for me, usually, it would probably take. So if I had Monday and I had to be done by Wednesday for Impact, usually I'll have questions prayerfully done, small group questions done for Monday night, and then on Monday I'm working on it. Tuesday, Wednesday I'm usually wrapping up, just going back through it, making sure my own grammar and spelling is correct, so that way when I'm going through it that it sounds correct, and so I'll practice it out loud so that what the part that I want to have emphasis actually gets the emphasis, and that sounds the way it should. So
it's really bad when you're like, "Good morning." Oh,
yeah, that's really bad. Yeah.
Welcome to. So what makes you unique is what Dana asked at the bottom. But I want to let's flip that. Why don't you tell us what makes us unique?
Oh, okay.
Because it seems kind of presumptuous for me to say, well, what makes me unique is,
Let me be completely unhumble about myself and tell me what makes me unique.
Right. Yeah. Who do you think we are? Moses?
They want us to turn on ourselves.
Right. Because you know what Moses, right? Moses says, and he was I forget which one. I think it's in Genesis. Says that Moses was the most humble person ever to live on the face of the planet. Said Moses. So go ahead while we're waiting for more questions, and as we answer more questions throughout the rest of this evening, why don't everybody just go ahead and just let us know what makes us unique, what you think makes us unique. All right, so we have 12 people on now, so maybe now it's time for your story.
Well, I'll give you my story, but are we actually going to do the guitar and unicycle next week?
We can.
Do we need to get like a helmet?
You need a helmet when you're playing the guitar?
No, do you need a helmet?
No.
Wrap you in the bubble wrap and stuff.
No, I'll be good. I got to get it out and practice.
Paxton says, I drink more sparkling water than regular water. I had a student call me bougie because I offered them the only thing I had in my entire refrigerator, which happened to be sparkling water. It was either sparkling water or the fountain, and they called me like that.
I drank more carbonated water.
I mean, it happens to be.
That's carbonated.
I can't show the label because we're on YouTube. I don't know if that's actually a thing that will come after us.
Well, I'm sponsored, so.
Oh, you're fine. Okay.
I'm sponsored.
Okay.
Yeah, so. So can you part the Red Sea? Well, Claire, that's the thing is I'm working on that. Right now I just have like a little bowl of water,
concentrating
he's
using the force.
That'll work.
The force is strong.
But so.
All right, but anyway, that's story. Right?
Yeah.
All right. So we went down. We got in the car. We went to. We were gonna go to Port Jeff to go to the beach and walk around, but then we decided, no, let's go someplace where I've never been. Then we're gonna go to Avalon Park.
You never been to Avalon?
No. Nope, never been. So we get there and we see the line, like of the cars on the side of this road, and we see these people walking in the park with masks on, and the people running with masks on. And we're like, how can you possibly? Now, I'm not knocking anything. Listen, but I'm just like, and these people, they're keeping their social distance from each other, but they're still wearing the mask. And the whole point of wearing the mask is that if you're in tight quarters, that's when you wear the mask, not when you're remaining social distance from each other. But these people, they're wearing the masks, and we were just like, this is silly. Like, we can't enjoy, you have the pond there and you can smell the fresh air. You can't smell that stuff with a mask on. It's the whole point of being in a park, being on a walk,
right? Is
being able to smell the fresh air, stuff that you can't get with the mask on. So we ended up just leaving, and so we ended up getting like Panera Bread instead of going to the park. But it was just like, really? It just kind of ruined the fun of that. Like, if I was running with a mask on, I think I would probably pass out. I couldn't do that. So, What are 3 apps on your phone that you can't live without? All right, let's see. I'll tell you right now. I actually have a whole file folder that's dedicated to just ministry. So the one that I cannot live without would be Remind. That's actually Remind is like the only app that's in this folder that I actually use on a regular basis. So Remind, 3 apps I couldn't live without. The Bible app, but that's a kind of a given. And then I would go with Google Calendar. If I didn't have Google Calendar on my phone, like you can see, like, this is, even though like we're in quarantine, my schedule is still pretty full with just stuff throughout the week. And like, if I didn't have this, I'd be so lost. I can't use paper calendars. planners. I have them. I use them in addition to Google Calendar. But here's the thing: is I'm always gonna have my phone, and I'll probably always forget my paper planner, and so the paper planner is just kind of pointless. So I've been, what month are we in? May? Is that 5 months into the year, have not bought a paper planner. So just use Google. What you got?
The 3 apps that I use the most on my phone are the phone app. That's a really important one. It's got a little green thing here. You hit the thing. I know because some people don't know. They have a smartphone, but they don't know what they're for. So there's actually like this little keypad here, and you type in numbers. So watch it. Type in 989.
For a second,
6,
when you hit 9, I thought you were going to go 911 as a joke.
110. No, I don't want this going to YouTube. Okay, so you do that one, and then that's calling my wife right now. So
she's like, "Why are you calling me?"
Yeah, so that's calling her. So you're on YouTube. Say hi. I love you. All right, I'll see. Hi. All right, I'll see you later. Love you. Okay, so that's like probably my number 1 app right there is the phone app. The second app that I like to use, or other people like to use when they're contacting me, is the texting app.
Okay.
So that's it. So that's a thing where, like, if you don't want to actually like have voice with people, you can write in the like letters that make
But I don't
words.
know if the phone and the text messaging app necessarily count as apps, because apps, I think she means like apps that you have to put onto your phone.
Oh, well,
those come on your phone.
But the texting app, you can change it. You can put different texting apps on your phone.
Yeah. So which one is it?
So
do you just use the one that's built into your phone?
Yeah. It's just a stock one.
GroupMe? Do you use?
No, this is just a stock one.
Okay.
Stock one. And then is this one to know what my 3 apps that you can't live without?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I guess, and then the third one would be my email app, because again, those are the things that where I contact and I'm talking to other people. Otherwise, I don't even need this. What do I need that for? That's what it's for, is to talk to people. So I have a computer to get online and stuff. So those are the 3 apps for me.
Dana, I don't think that's what he asked.
Yeah.
I told you she's trying to get to get us to turn on each other.
Yeah, you can try it. No, we're gonna switch it back on. You tell us what you think is unique about us. I think that was a great question, but I think it should be coming from your side. Let's see here. Almost time. Anything else? Any other things on there? There's another app on here that is important to me.
Yeah. You can write it down. Should I not say it? Oh, really? That one? Oh, okay. Yeah. Dana switched it up well.
Yeah.
We're not gonna answer that one until it.
So, what book or story has had the biggest impact on you aside from the Bible? Book or See at the Top. See at the Top from Zig Ziglar. Yeah, Zig Ziglar. See at the Top. Yeah, See at the Top.
Yeah.
It's a sales book, but it's but his training in the books and stuff like that and everything. See at the Top probably. I would say his biggest impact, though. I'm trying to think. There's so many books that have had impacts on us. One of the books that had a really big impact on our family, it was Baby Wise. On Becoming Baby Wise, amazing book. Really helped us with our kids when they were real little, helping them sleep at night and everything, and really just like radically changed everything. There's a couple other books that really impacted my life. One is called Fresh Steps to a Fresh Start. It's a book written by a guy named J.R. Lightstein. You can get that on Amazon.com. If you go on Amazon.com and look up Fresh Steps to a Fresh Start by J.R. Lightstein, you can go ahead and do that. I see that Joel Osteen recently came out with a book called Fresh Start.
You're going to say Joel Osteen recently just bought one.
It's a brand new book. But now that I'm thinking about this, I'm going to link to him. He's got a book called Fresh Start, but mine came out years ago. It's called Fresh Steps to a Fresh Start. An amazing book. There's another book called Let's Talk, A Spiritual Guide to Restoring Intimacy in Your Marriage. That's another book that that I wrote for marriages.
I think it's my turn now, right?
Oh, what book of mine is your favorite book?
Oh, okay. I have read your books. You haven't given me a copy. If I know you, if I work with you, I should just get a copy. Like,
Okay, I'll gift you a copy.
all right, there we go.
All right.
But impact is a really strong word. But I would say the book that had the most like impact, like I think what you're meaning, is the book. I think I've talked about it on here. It's Crazy Love by Francis Chan. Really love and really enjoy that book. Really helps just like sculpt like God's love for us and how it should be. You know, because His great love for us, we should love one another so greatly as well. And it's how He focuses on that and stays so scripturally close, so close scripturally, is really good. It really helped change the way I think about it and love other people. So
yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't remember. A lot of times,
it's true.
A lot of times, these questions come and I can't think, and Carrie tells me later. So Carrie, if you can remember what my favorite book is,
See, this is true.
Know.
Paxton just came in clutch for me. Tuesdays with Maury. It's a fantastic book. Love the movie. Love the book more. By Mitch Albom. Mitch, Albom.
No, from Detroit, Michigan.
Yep. He's one of my I don't know if would it be nonfiction? Yeah, I think it's nonfiction authors. So Tuesdays with Maury. I read Tuesdays with Maury in high school, and then I read it again going into college, and it just I learned a lot from that, a lot of life things and perspective on stuff that I didn't get from human interaction. So
you didn't have a lot of human interaction up to that point? Or?
No, I just did I didn't get a lot of life advice from what Maury gives Mitch in the book. So I picture it like a father-son relationship is really what it was. I didn't get a lot of applicable life stuff.
Okay.
Things that I can remember.
What is the shopping seems to be
Everyone wants to know what's in our Amazon cart right now.
It's the theme. What is the most unique thing you have ordered online or had to go shopping for?
All right.
Oh, you know what the most unique thing is? He says this, and I don't know. Don't you think I smile? Yeah. I bought a smile maker. I'll bring that next week if I remember.
Smile maker.
You put it on your, and I guess. And I have it at home. It's a smile maker. So that's probably the most unique thing I've ever bought.
I'm actually going through I recently bought stuff on Amazon right now. As far as most unique, the thing that would be the most unique if someone just looked at this list, because it only shows you the top 10, would be this. Is 250 food storage containers for soup.
Your wife said pantyhose and a pound of flour, so I want to hear that story.
It's true. I forgot all about the pantyhose and flour. Okay, so the pantyhose and flour this is well known, maybe not well known, but so if you take flour and you get a handful of it and stuff it inside the pantyhose and you tie it off, it makes a fantastic snowball. That if you use, say you fill up 100 pantyhose and they're super cheap and the flour's cheap, you have homemade snowballs. And you can vacuum it all up. But if you hit somebody one of those, one, it kind of hurts, and two, that if you get hit, there's no denying it because now you have a little white ball on your shirt.
Wow.
Doesn't stain it, doesn't nothing, easy to clean, but it's a little bit time consuming to set up for it. But to have an indoor snowball fight, so much fun. So much fun.
I'm not even going to ask how that idea came about. So
I'm a youth pastor, so I got to come up with crazy, weird ideas. You get reined into a gymnasium. You got to come up with something. All right. Yeah, exactly. The youth pastor life. Yeah. I think actually, so we instead of using the pantyhose because we didn't have them then. We just used bunch of scrap paper that we were going to use to shred up and cut up. We just used that and we made basketfuls of wadded up paper. We used that as indoor paper fight. It was actually really fun.
In Michigan, we just use snow. So, what was your first vehicle? 77 Chevy Nova. It was my dad's, and that got passed on to me. I used to jump the hill at the bottom of Fifth Avenue with it. And then one day I realized that there was a hole in the bottom of the car because I don't think that was from me though, but it could. I drove over a puddle and water came up inside I had the mat there, but I picked up the mat and there's a hole to the ground. So it was like Fred Flintstone. Put your foot through.
Did you have to retire because of that?
No. But that was given to me. But my first vehicle that I ever bought was a Fiero. It was an amazing car. What was your first vehicle?
2005 Ford Focus.
Living wild.
Yeah, right. But then that got totaled from a deer, and then my first car that I actually bought myself was a 2008. I can't think of the brand now. Mitsubishi Lancer.
How many animals have you hit?
Quite a few.
What was the first one you ever hit?
The deer.
Okay.
Yeah.
When was it?
2015.
Okay.
Yep.
First animal I ever hit was a bunny.
I've actually killed a cat.
On Easter morning. Eggs went flying everywhere. No, I did. I hit a bunny. It was horrible. It was horrible.
Were kids in the car?
No, this is before I was a believer. I was in the Air Force, and I was headed to the base because I was actually getting ready to go on a TDY to Canada for a joint session with the chiefs. A joint assignment. We were getting together with other countries to practice and stuff. And when I went there on my way to the base, I hit a bunny rabbit. And it was a very emotional time. Carrie and I, it was our first separation. Mm-hmm. She was back in Michigan. I was heading there, and then I killed a bunny. It was just a bad day.
So I hit, okay, so technically my first hit of a deer was not in 2015. It was Paxton's first hit in 2015. But it was 2016 when I first hit a deer. Actually, I take that back. I don't know if this necessarily counts as me hitting it. Mm-hmm. The car insurance deems it as me hitting it. Mm-hmm. But I tell you what, we were driving, we were like less than a mile away from our house. We're like probably 200 feet away from our house. And we're pulling in, we're getting ready to pull up, and the deer is in the middle of the road, so I honk my horn to scare it, and it goes up the hill and go into the woods. And then as I start to speed back up again, I see it. And as I'm going, I'm honking my horn to scare it, and it stops, turns back around, and rams right into my car.
That happened. Carrie's sister, a deer was just looking at the car, and it just ran. Yeah. What year were you born again?
94.
94. Okay. So it was 97 is when I, no, it wasn't 97. It was 90, no, not 97. It was 96. Must have been 96 because we got married in 95, 90. Could that have been possible? I guess.
It was the 90s.
No, it was 90. I'm trying to think though. Was that during our first separation? Because we were, so 95, okay, so it was on 96, it would have been 96 tonight. It was a deer's fault, they did the car, they do that.
Now, in her defense, she was driving back from work, and like this country road that they were building up on this hill, and there was no lights at all, and it was like 11:30, 12 o'clock, and like the deer just literally frolicked onto the car. Frolicked onto the car is a good way to put it.
Yeah. That was the worst one for me though, was I hit a deer by our house. I hit the deer, it was right in front of me. He bounced, slid across the road, and got up. It literally was like this.
That's what happened to the deer we hit.
Exactly what happened. I was like, oh no.
But see, here's the thing, is like, for a deer to ram my car and barely causing any visible damage, but for what the damage that it did cost, it was like $6,500 to fix the front bumper of the car and the headlight from my Mitsubishi. And I was like, the car is only worth like $5,000. And I was so upset. It was like, it was low on mileage. It was my first car, and I really love that thing. You should add, excluding last year's Messy Mayhem.
Yeah, of course. What is the messiest job you've ever had? Or the
Oh,
biggest
okay.
mess
I
you've
see
ever
that.
had to clean up?
Messiest job I've ever had. Biggest mess I've ever had to clean up. My own puke, probably. So,
That was a job, or oh, no, it's just the biggest mess.
biggest mess.
Okay, well, yeah. So yeah, if we were talking about that, yeah. So that would have been Jeb's mess. Jeb, he came out of this was like the beginning of the
He's
end.
an
for us.
innocent one.
Well, he came out, he was sick, he had stomach flu, but he came out like a fire hydrant. And like spaghetti. And right, we had a bookshelf right on the side. So he comes out of this room and he goes,
That's so gross.
and we had this carpet, like this shag type carpet, and it was like an inch thick of spaghetti sauce all over the, talk about not like an Italian, right? So thick all over the
Carrie
carpet.
says I knew that she knew that's what you would share.
All over the books. How long was it? I didn't eat spaghetti for like 2 or 3 years after that. I could not stand, they would eat it in front of me and I'd just eat something else. It's still, I can't eat too much of it. It's just, and I used to love spaghetti. It used to be one of my favorites. And now it's.
So we're talking like whole noodles out the mouth? Or just like cut up baby pieces?
It was, all I know is the sauce was everywhere. And like all over the bookshelf.
Well, then just don't eat.
And that day,
sauce.
Carrie got sick. Trinity got sick. The dog that we had to return got sick. It was.
Did you return because it got sick?
Well, yeah, that was part of the story. We got the dog, and then Jeb comes out.
I'm sorry, sir. This dog happens to be sick after I take it in.
I did. I got it in the house, and like the dog, right? So Jeb comes out. He's throwing up everywhere, and then Trinity comes out. She's throwing up. Then Carrie, she goes in bed. She starts throwing up. So now I got Trinity here. I got Jeb here. Carrie's in the bedroom. The dog is in the room, and I hear Carrie say, "Oh no!" I'm like, "What?" I go on. The dog's throwing up all over the place.
The dog probably ate someone's puke.
And then the dog.
I hope none of you are eating right now. If
then-
you're not, this is on you.
Yeah. And then the dog is peeing all over the carpet, throwing up, peeing everywhere. And after everything, we had just bought the dog that day from the Humane Society, and like throw up and puke and pee everywhere. And I'm like, that's it. We're done. This dog's defective. I'm taking him back. So the next day, I got him in the. I'm driving him back, and as I get there, the dog starts peeing all over the inside of the van. I pull him out of the van. He's peeing outside the van, peeing all the way into the thing. And I'm like, look, we're all sick now. Take this dog back. I feel bad for the dog, but it was
Did you get a dog?
Horrible. No, we didn't give another dog for a while. And that we have a problem with pets. We like to buy pets, spend a lot of money on them, and give them to somebody else. That's
I couldn't imagine life without my pup. He's honestly a really good emotional support dog. Whenever you're sad, he's right there.
Yeah.
Just
I got people for that.
that's true. But sometimes it's hard for people, because they have their own stuff.
Do you ever think that maybe your dog might have his own stuff too? I mean, have you ever asked them, like, how are you feeling today? Can I? I mean, like,
I have actually, yes. But I am the best stuff that's ever going to happen besides the Guagliardis to that dog's life. Me and Paxton are. If you were at the zoo, what animal do you enjoy watching the most and why? R.I.P. Harambe. Harambe? Cincinnati Zoo?
no.
No? What?
What? Harambe?
Harambe. You don't know this?
No, no idea what you're talking about. Is that a movie?
Hold on. Put a pin in that one. Let me know if Sophia Hurst, if you're still on here watching this, you probably know who Harambe is. Maybe it didn't reach all the way to New York of all places. But hold on, let's see. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Harambe, the ape that got, from the Cincinnati Zoo. Let's see. I can't believe you've never heard of him.
Well, it sounds familiar now, but I don't know his name.
Oh, Paxton, I know you do, but okay. So Harambe was this like ape, this gorilla, and so the ape was gorilla at the Cincinnati Zoo that was beloved by millions of people, and like the zoo put millions of dollars into this gorilla, and some woman put her kid down, walked away from her child. The child got into the exhibit somehow, and the gorilla, freaks out and takes the child, and like I don't think it necessarily hurt the child, but it was just with the child, and so it scarred it. And the mother was like freaking out, so they had to put the gorilla down because the woman, wasn't being the parent she should have been, watching her child, and ended up in the exhibit. So they put this innocent gorilla down. So R.I.P. Harambe.
That reminds me. Did you tell me the story about the gorilla? The joke about the gorilla?
No, but I want to hear a joke about a gorilla.
Okay. I can't remember who told me this story. Sorry if it's one of you. Okay, tell me if you told me. Okay, so this Cincinnati Zoo had their favorite gorilla died, so they didn't want people to know that. So they went and they hired this guy to get into a gorilla suit, and they told him all you have to do is get into the gorilla pen, act like a gorilla. People they'll believe you. You'll be fine. Just act like a gorilla. Jump up around, go hoo 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 hoo, do all that and stuff, and it'll and people will be fine. So he's like, okay, I can do this. So he gets in there and he's jumping around, hoo 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 hoo, right? And he's all excited and stuff and everything. And kids are all there loving it and everything. He's like, this is a pretty good job and stuff and everything. And then he something happened. He went into the one spot and he slid down this hill into the lion pen. And then this big lion starts looking at him, and he starts to get scared. And he says, wait a second, I'm a gorilla. So if I act like a gorilla, maybe I'll scare him. So the lion's coming over to him, and he starts going, hoo, 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 hoo. And he's going like this. And then as the lion gets real close to him, he's like, forget this. And he starts screaming, help, help, let me out of here, let me out of here. And then the lion looks at him and says, shut up, you're going to get us both fired.
That's funny. No, that was not me that told you that story.
Okay.
But
well, Carrie remembers that story, so it was I heard it somewhere. I don't remember.
But see, so here's the thing: is like Cincinnati Zoo, they got pounded so hard on social media, like the memes and be made fun of and all that stuff. That they actually, the Cincinnati Zoo, deleted their Twitter for like a very long time, like months, because they just couldn't take the harassment that they were getting from putting down Harambe. I was like, that's how you know it's bad, when like the entire world, just gets you.
So that's your favorite animal though at the zoo?
Was that the question?
That's what we got. Yeah. You're at the zoo. What animal do you enjoy watching?
Do I enjoy watching? Yeah, I mean, I enjoy the gorillas. I enjoy them. It reminds me of Mighty Joe Young. Then
is that a movie too?
Yeah, Mighty Joe Young. That's a good movie. And then I enjoy the tigers and the lions probably the most.
The bears?
The zoo doesn't have, the Cincinnati Zoo doesn't have bears.
Oh, okay.
That I know of.
They don't have a polar bear?
Yeah, they have polar bear. Yeah.
That's a bear.
Well, yeah, but like when I think of bear, I think of like grizzly bear.
Polar bear is still a bear though.
It is a bear. You are correct.
Wow. So
what is
that for me? Monkeys. I love monkeys.
That's a quirky fear?
Yeah. What is a quirky or unusual fear?
I thought you were saying for me, monkeys.
No, I was just answering my part of the question. I like monkeys. Quirky or unusual fear you have?
I don't know if this is unusual, but I don't like spiders.
Did I tell you the story about the spider when I was preaching?
No.
So I was preaching at our previous church, and I would hope that our church here would be a little more helpful in this way. But our former church, I was preaching, and later on that day, Carrie told me there was a spider hanging above your head
the entire time.
The entire time. And everybody in the church was watching the spider while I'm preaching. I'm thinking they're all into the message and stuff. And
they're all looking
at me. And
like, everyone's so attentive today. Everyone's in it.
Nobody said anything. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, so spiders are your quirky, unusual fear?
I would just say unusual fear, but again, I don't know if it was. She didn't want to interrupt your sermon. Yeah.
But I tell you what, if a spider would have dropped on my head and started crawling, that would have interrupted my sermon.
Yeah. Maybe it was trying to lay eggs into your hair.
Yeah, maybe. I don't.
Poor Charlotte.
Yeah. Quirky or unusual fear? I don't know.
Do you like heights?
I'm not afraid of heights. I don't like heights. Let's put it this way. Okay, so I'm not going to go into the details. Carrie, we're not going to go into the details.
We'll ask about them later.
Ferris wheels. Something about Ferris wheels is a unusual fear.
They're high up. They go in circles. They make you puke.
You know, it's something else with it.
All right. She goes, oh no.
All right, well, it's 8 o'clock, so thank you for tuning in. I guess that's about it.
All right, guys, we'll wait like 30 more seconds to see if someone was in the middle of typing a question.
Okay.
If you're in the middle of typing a question, go ahead and finish that question up, and then we'll answer that.
We're doing ... No, that's okay, sweetheart. We can talk about it when we get home. No one else needs to know about the Ferris wheel thing.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks for tuning in and watching us for an hour.
Yes, Bob.
Thank you for putting up with us. You know, a lot of people wouldn't put up with us for an hour.
That's true.
So, dedication right there.
We know because we had 12 people at one time.
That's
That was only 8. So
that's true.
At least four people said, forget this.
We miss you too, Shanto.
Alrighty, well, I think that's it for today.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be back here again. The cursor's right in your face.
And happy Mother's Day again.
Yes, happy Mother's Day, moms. We love you. We appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful week, and we will see you soon. Bye.